Hey everybody, it's Pete. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's Tuesday morning after a long 3-day weekend. It is June 1st. May is over. Started out a little slow, ended up pretty strong. If you're an active trader, the last 2 weeks were actually very, very good. There was plenty of opportunities. So what we're going to talk about today, specifically, we're going to talk about buying NVIDIA stock. Is it a good buy now at all-time highs? Is it too late to buy at all-time highs? What about the NVIDIA stock split? Is that going to affect whether or not we should be looking to buy the stock? We're going to swing over to sector rotation and what the bigger picture of the market is doing, specifically the SPY ETF and the QQQ ETF. We're then going to make our way over into 2 other sectors besides semiconductor stocks. We're going to take a look at the cannabis stocks, top two that I'm looking at, and electric vehicle stocks. We're going to have plenty of opportunity today, so stick around. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to hop right over. We're going to go right into, before we look at NVIDIA, we're going to take a look at sector rotation for the week. And that's really the first place that we start every day. If you happen to be new to the channel, first, if you could please do me a favor. If you find this stuff valuable, definitely click down and give us a thumbs up and subscribe. But more importantly, let's make this a conversation. What's really important to me is that I'm getting feedback from you about what you like about these videos, what you can see that we can maybe do to improve so you get greater value out of them. And any of the stocks that we talk about, if you have any questions, definitely leave a comment below and we'll have a back and forth. We always get back to everybody as soon as we possibly can. So we're going to start out looking at the sector rotation for last week. If you've been tracking this with us on a day-to-day basis, you know that early last week it didn't look good at all. But the week really came roaring back, and you can see now we finally have a couple of industry groups that have followed through in a big way. And we're actually going to take a look at some basic material stocks today as well. But we're going to first start out by looking at the market. We're actually going to go straight into the SPY ETF, and this is where we start all the time. And not much has changed here, really. I know that's not the most exciting thing in the world, but 2 things actually happened last week that were pretty interesting. We did not rally into new all-time highs. However, we also didn't sell off. So the buyers actually had what we call holding the bid. So if you really want to sound like you're really on top of your game when you're looking to buy stocks, you want to say, the stock rallied and they held the bid. I'm looking to buy more. That essentially means that it pushed up, it paused, and instead of it pulling back, buyers are still there, or there was even a lack of sellers. So it pushed up, paused, and normally a stock will go up and pull back. If a stock goes up and goes sideways, that shows that they're holding the bid and there's some buyers underneath. And as of right now, stock futures are actually trading up. So it's going to be interesting to see if today or tomorrow with the underlying bids, do we actually hit new all-time highs in the SPY? So that's the first thing to be watching this week. So the SPY ETF, you can see there is pretty darn close. The QQQ is showing a little bit of divergence. You can see here, this is really what we need to see them pick up and make a rally, but that's being made up for a little bit here by the rally in semiconductors last week. We do need to rally through that. So that's going to take us over into NVIDIA. So you can see here, NVIDIA had earnings, paused for a day or 2, and then rocketed higher. NVIDIA stock also has a 4-to-1 stock split that they just announced. There's 3 other reasons. There's gaming, there's hardware, and there's cloud computing as 3 other reasons to want to get involved. So the market reacted well. We're trading at all-time highs. 3 reasons to get long as far as their business model and the 4-to-1 stock split. So we're going to work our way over into some other stocks. If NVIDIA happens to be at this price a little bit too rich for you, we have had AMAT as a stock that's been in our list for a while. You can see how long we've been working the charts in AMAT. And it's got to get back above that 140 level, which looks like it might this morning. 2 other ones that have been in the watch list. Micron has now finally broken this downtrend. We need this to get back above 85. AMD is not. Again, this is where you choose stocks that are in play versus stocks you can afford. AMD is not in play at all right now. However, one that we're really liking is Maxim. We called out Maxim last week, $100. Even if you buy fractional shares, you can get involved there. It pushed, it paused, and now we're looking for a new entry. And that's kind of actually, if you could visualize this being NVIDIA, which is kind of like right there, this is what we want to see NVIDIA happen next. We want to see well-bid candlesticks, preferably closing to the high, pausing, and then looking for a new trade. So we're looking for 2 pieces on the NVIDIA trade. Piece 1 on the all-time highs, piece 2 after it actually punches through. Other stocks we've been paying attention to do, CGC is scheduled for earnings today. I do not believe they came out yet. Let me see if there's anything posted. Let's see. So where is the stock trading right now? It's down about 56 cents, about 2.15%. So in the bigger picture, prior to earnings come out, CGC actually broke this downtrend, which was from the middle of March. You could actually say all the way back to February on pretty decent volume, anticipating earnings. And actually, as of right now, it looks like the earnings reaction is not awesome. However, remember what we said about NVIDIA. It was actually 2 days later that they caught a bid and the stock started to rally. One other one that we're going to look at in this sector that's going to have my focus this week is GRWG. Many people consider this stock to be the leader in this industry. And you can see it actually had this giant pennant where it consolidated. Usually what we like to see is, when a stock is consolidating, it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. Generally speaking, the easier trade, or certainly the less stressful trade, is to let it break out first, let the market tip its hand, and then hop on board. We thought this was actually going to consolidate and then tip its hand and rally and pause and give us a shot. It actually kind of opened lower, went sideways, and now it's rallied right back to that level again. So I'm actually, out of the two of them, CGC, because it's in a much longer-term bearish order flow, I'd be looking to build a position if it catches a bid. Remember the terminology, catches a bid, holding the bid. That means there's smart money buying in the stock. Out of the two, GRWG looks a little healthier right now. So if we're looking at CGC, we'd slowly build that position. GRWG is actually in a much longer term uptrend. We could probably get a little bit more aggressive on our initial position sizing. We're going to work our way over to electric vehicle stocks. And obviously we need to start out with Tesla. Tesla as an active day trading stock is just a really, really good stock. It has volume, volatility, plenty of opportunity every day. But from a little bit longer term perspective, there's not really much going on here. It needs a new catalyst, needs something else to happen. NIO and other EV stocks are actually reporting inventory this week. It could be as early as today, so pay attention to that news today. NIO needs to get out of this range and preferably over 43, although it has had a nice couple of weeks. I think XPEV, actually the stronger of the three of them over the last couple of weeks. You can see here really since earnings, a nice slow grinding trend up. We broke this bearish order flow, and now it looks like we got to get over 32 right now, where it's right around 32, but it's actually trading right around 34. So we're actually above this level now too. So really good order flow in XPEV. However, I think I'm going to surprise you a little bit here. As much as we all spend a lot of time talking about Tesla, NIO, XPEV, got an American company that is working its way over being into electric vehicle, and that is Ford. Let's take a look at this chart of Ford. And we're getting a lot of questions about affordability of some of the ideas and some of the stock picks that we have. I think Ford's going to surprise you here. Look at Ford and how it's reacted over the last couple of weeks. It's had some terrific news, bullish gaps, pauses, rallies to the upside. This stock looks really, really good. And if we zoom out a little bit more, we need to see how much room does the stock have to go. And really the question we have is, where did sellers come in and smash the stock the most, or where couldn't it get through? And it's really right up around $18. General Motors actually has had a really good rally over the last year, and now is pausing near a breakout level. We've been watching the stock. Over 60 in General Motors is going to have my attention. The last time we bought it up at this level was over here on this bullish gap. Did not follow through, but we went once, twice, three, four. This is the fifth time it's attempting to get over 60, so it's going to have my attention this week as well. On the electric vehicle stock, one of the other ones that we didn't point out was LI. LI actually had earnings here, reacted incredibly, incredibly well. So we can actually work our way out of this now. And this longer term trend to the downside, longer term trend in bearish order flow is now broken. And now we're actually looking to get long. I'd like it better over 27. Let's not forget our meme stock group, for lack of a better way of putting it. AMC was actually up 10% about a half an hour ago. It's actually started to sell off already. If you're an active trader, you need to be involved in these stocks. They have unbelievable liquidity. I think it did 700 million shares on Friday, 800 million shares on Thursday. GME is obviously the grandfather, the OG of these meme plays. I think one that's super interesting that a lot of people didn't talk about last week is now BYND is actually being talked about in this arena as well. One last one that I want to talk about is, maybe we'll give you two more. Moderna, resting comfortably right at a breakout level. Looks like it's set to open a little bit lower, but you have to have an alert set for this 185 186 level. And two last ones I want to mention in a big way is Plug. Finally broke this long-term downtrend. You can see it's actually opening up 2% higher. And PLTR, these are stocks that I'm looking to slowly start building a position. So there's a lot of opportunity out there right now. You just really need to remember, first start out with the market, go into sector groups and then industry groups. And you can see we're drilling down a little bit further today where we're looking at certain electric vehicle stocks. We started out with NVIDIA stock and where and how and when to buy NVIDIA stock ahead of the stock split. And then we worked our way over more specifically into industry groups, into semiconductor stocks. So there's plenty to do today. Just need to get in there and figure out which ones meet your objectives in active trading. So that's what we have today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely click down, subscribe, and watch. We actually have some educational videos coming out this week that I really think you're going to like. One on day trading and one specifically on understanding what order flow is. So have a great day, and I'll speak to you soon.